What is going on, everybody? I am back today to talk about a film that is a little bit older now, but that I've seen a lot of people post about and talk about online, and that really piqued my interest. This is a stop motion animated film that was all shot in this one house, and that there are so many different styles of animation utilized throughout the film with the stop motion. And there's painting and there's figures created. And this is all centered around the story of the Colonia Dignidad from Colombia, which in post World War II, a bunch of German immigrants moved into Chile, and they ended up creating this colony, and they brought in and murdered all of these people. There was assault of children. All of these different things happened while they were there, and it's just a truly horrifying piece of history. And what these filmmakers did was create this almost fairy tale like story, showcasing the horror that so many people had to deal with through this very surreal, abstract, avant-garde piece. And I'm very excited to talk about The Wolf House with you today. The Wolf House is directed by Cristobal León and Joaquín Cociña. Maria, a girl from Colonia Dignidad in Chile, a kind of sectarian community tyrannically mastered by the ruthless Paul Schaefer, a German madman, religious fanatic, and child predator who would end up turning the place into a torture center at the service of the military dictatorship ruled by Augusto Pinochet, is punished for having lost 3 pigs, so she decides to run away and take refuge in an abandoned house hidden in the forest. So, as I said, based on true events, horrific events, and it's a stop motion animation film, was really excited to watch this movie, and it is absolutely incredible. It is one of the most jaw-dropping, beautifully shot, stop motion animation films I've ever seen in my entire life. There were so many moments that my eyes could just not fathom what I was watching on screen. It was just that remarkable. And I'm very excited to talk to you about the movie today. So the plot description covers it perfectly. And to be quite honest, I would highly recommend before going in and watching this movie to read a little bit about what happened first, because you don't get a whole lot of exposition as to what this movie is based off of. And while I don't think you necessarily need to know the extent of everything that happened to make the movie powerful, because I think even if you didn't understand, the movie can be very emotionally moving, it's going to speak volumes to you if you know the extent of the circumstances and make it even more emotionally impactful. But what's interesting is the film opens up with almost like a public service announcement from the colony, like, hey, we're going to tell you this cautionary tale. Watch this so that you don't do the same thing that this person did. And then we get into the story of Maria, who is a girl that was punished because she lost 3 pigs in this community. And she ends up running away to this house, and we start getting told this story through her perspective, that she finds these 2 pigs that eventually turn into children, which just speaks volumes to the way that these children were treated in these colonies, is that they're referred to as animals. And we see this unnamed character who's the leader of the colony come in, and he kind of like whispers in her ear through the movie, like, come out, bring these pigs out, I'll take care of them for you, and kind of whispering like there's comfort in the security of this colony. And she's fighting so hard to not cave in to his demands and to try to escape this place that she can see the evils of, but has been brainwashed into thinking that there can be nothing different for her life. And the entire film is just these surreal, avant garde images relating to the experience that Maria is having with these characters as she is trying to escape this colony. So, as I said, this movie is phenomenal. I really was just blown away at the level of attention to detail in every single frame in this movie. For starters, I will talk about the animation. It's just breathtaking. There's all these layers of paint and tape everywhere, where they would paint over something and then rip tape off and paint over it again. There's like photo frames and different things that there's images painted over and stripped away. And all of the stop motion is so seamless that it's almost impossible for your eyes to comprehend what you're seeing. There's characters that are built out of tape and materials that just kind of form out of nothing, and you just kind of see something grow or fade away. There's all of these really incredible depictions of each and every character throughout the film, and it's haunting to look at in moments. There you could pretty much take a picture at any moment in this film and just be astonished as to what you're looking at. And I think reading online it said this movie took like 5 years to make, and I can't believe it didn't take longer, honestly, with just how much detail there is to each and every single frame in this movie. The sound design in this is some of the most haunting I've ever heard in a movie. There's a lot of whispering, and the sound design makes you feel kind of like you're in like an empty, abandoned warehouse or something. It has a very cold and isolating feeling that I think the directors were going for, and it really feels empty and hopeless in a lot of moments. And it accompanies this horrible tragedy that so many of these people that lived in this colony had to go through, and inevitably a lot of them died because of it, and it was horrifying to watch. And I think, you get so many stop motion animation movies that are just children's films, or that there's like a lot of positivity surrounding it, and this is truly just a hellscape nightmare. And the directors do a phenomenal job at painting that picture. And then I think it speaks volumes to this like cult like mentality of how someone can go in and realize that what's going on around them is wrong, but not necessarily know the correct actions to be able to escape or to do the right thing to get away, and that just the littlest form of manipulation can cause you to flip and be back on their side again. And when you think about this being post World War II Germans, and in World War II, what Hitler was able to do to convince so many people to be on his side to commit these horrible acts and atrocities, it's not hard to believe that through manipulation that this evil human could get people to enact his bidding. And what's so interesting is like we're through the perspective of this woman who escapes, but we see the way that these children react in certain situations, and how like food starts to become scarce and they have to hide food from Maria to be able to survive. And there's just all of these little moments that appear, and the storytelling is so unique because it's just like little snapshots in specific moments. It's never like we linger too long on one thing. It's like you'll have a scene, have a little bit of voiceover narration, cut to a different scene, and it just makes for such an ethereal, almost like dream-like viewing experience, which, as I said, watching this movie just felt like nothing I'd ever seen before. And that's the highest compliment that I can pay a director. And I would say if you're a fan of animation whatsoever, this is a must-watch movie. It is one of the most incredible stop-motion animation films I've ever seen, and I don't think I'll be able to stop thinking about it for quite some time. So have you seen The Wolf House? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was absolutely incredible. It took my breath away. Just one of the most remarkable stop-motion animation films I've ever seen. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.